Hello guys, Coach Trace here, and today I will break down the insane comeback by FaZe versus Vitality on Nuke in IEM Sydney. I wanted to see how FaZe almost won 13 rounds in a row. They lost just one round, and they beat Vitality and knocked them out of the tournament. So let's get started. Nothing interesting happened in the first couple of rounds, but FaZe did manage to get 2 kills in each of the rounds. The first round they forced, and the second round they just bought a few pistols. And as you can see, the Vitality money is actually already quite low. So if they lose this round, they would not be able to have a full buy. So the economy is a little bit damaged here, so that's good for FaZe. But here comes the buy rounds. Let's see, one cross smoke from FaZe. And Rain is just creeping slowly, together with Twist behind red. While the other guys are doing a inside fake, and they're rushing down Secret on that. Let's see, here we go, Molotovs and flashes, ropz also. That's a sick shot. Okay, so let's break it down. So FaZe's idea here is that they are faking inside to make some rotations. And let's just look at Apex point of view. Now the fake is beginning and he goes up the ladder a little bit and he goes back. So FaZe makes it down secret, which is what they wanted. This kill is just a little bonus, but they get the secret control just as they wanted. And another part is that they also only use one smoke. So they get the secret control with only using one smoke, which is just really good, so they have more utility later in the round. Of course they used maybe a couple of Molotovs and a few flashes, but compared to what teams usually uses of nades when trying to get down secret, this is just paid off nicely for FaZe. And after this initial inner fake down to secret play from FaZe, they're just kind of peeking. ropz is peeking out hut, Rain is throwing Molotov and peeking downstairs, kills Saiwu. And ropz also gets a nice shot onto Spinks, and that's round over. So the key in this round was definitely this peek from ropz. I don't know if how the players still know like these angles, how good it is to peek. Like the peek advantage seems like it's pretty overpowered at the moment in CS2. So the players also know that. Like, but I'm not sure the players, they don't know all the best peeking angles. But this peek seems like it was actually T favored. It seems kind of crazy. I'm not sure if it is, but ropz just obliterated him. And if they lost this kill, the round would have been a little bit more tough, but that kill has just made the round much easier. And Saiwu also misses this shot though. He was standing, just ahead of the Molotov, but he couldn't really escape afterwards, so they should be able to trade him. Unless he could crouch, I'm not sure that he could. And just one small little thing I think Rain could have done was maybe jiggle this angle in case there was an AWP. Because this Molotov is not burning everything down there, and Rain also knows that. And Twist is just there to trade him, so if he did like a little jiggle to bait out the AWP after he threw the Molotov, Saiwu would be in a bad spot. Because Saiwu actually misses him. Like, he gets the opportunity to kill Rain, but he misses and Rain just punishes him. But this was a CT favored duel, which Rain won anyways. But that is because Saiwu missed. And if he was jiggling like with the shoulder, making Saiwu peek, and this molly is here still, it would be very uncomfortable for him. So he could have done that. Let's look how ropz gets this kill from Flame's point of view. So right now a lot is happening on the map. They are doing their inner fake. They are running now down secret. So this is where the CTs they start to talk a lot. They have to communicate what are they gonna do, how are they gonna rotate, where they're seeing the terrorists going, all that stuff. So there will be a lot of noise on TeamSpeak, and this is where the chaos can happen and you might get a little bit unfocused. You might not focus as much on your crosshair as you should because you are trying to calculate your next move. But of course, as an inside anchor, you should always be ready. But Flames is holding it, and then he... Yeah. As you can see, he just changes his pre-aim to... Yeah, to this, as we can see. So the only reason he's doing this is because he's afraid of main. But then it's just a pretty bad spot. Let's see if they actually... Because they could go main because Vitality left yard. They didn't think they were going to do anything with it. But Apex does see... Like after this initial info from Apex, he spots these two guys. It's not very likely that a third guy now would be running in main. It doesn't seem that likely. And I don't know what went on in Flames or their communication, but yeah, a little bit of lack of awareness and focus on Flames' part, looking away from the angle. And it cost them this round probably. Right, let's look at nades. Cross smoke from FaZe. They're ready to throw some inner nades again. No one is yard just yet. Just a lobby default, holding some pushes. Doing a little spam. So FaZe got some players ready with some nades, and the other two are just ready to just rush ramp after this. Two guys taking the control. They also have Carrigan as a yard lurk. Three guys out ramp with the bomb. Yeah, he should never get 3 kills there though. But I mean, FaZe, they get the control they want in this situation actually. Like they're doing the fake, they're getting ram for free. There's no one ram. Magic is going under. So what FaZe want to do with this inner fake again, they did it the last round as well. They're just hoping that, you know, the CTs communicate a lot and they are just running around, a bit chaotic, not really focused on the crosshairs. The ramp guy is maybe rotating fast. So they're just trying to catch the CTs off guard while there is chaos in their TeamSpeak. And there's usually just one ramp also in this scenario, if even one. Sometimes no one, because a lot of players tend to leave ramp because they want to back up somewhere else. Because the CTs would like to fight in numbers and just do the trades. There's a broken misses. And Magix with 3 bullets left also gets twists. And twists also misses a couple of bullets. I mean, 2 kills there, that would have been fine for FaZe. It's a 2 for 1. It's not great, but it would have been a 3v3 if Twists got that kill. So this was a decent round from FaZe. They actually got what they wanted. But Magic just shuts it down with 3k, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Grenades. FaZe like to use this top main smoke that blocks the vision from the cross. And this is the strat, they used this before as well, where ropz is getting sent out the door on some flashes and some nades. Rain also gets entry. So this is just a play, trying to catch the CTs getting blind. It's a pretty normal play. This time it doesn't work out for ropz. Rain also dies on the silo, and Twists does what he can. He takes this control and space. They need to gain some ground on this in this 3v5. So just get down sequent. It's a good reaction. At least now he's in a position to do something, at least a little bit, yeah, further on in the map control. But it's still, yeah, tough round with the 2 entries. Carrigan gets 1 back. Saibu kills the twist. Yeah, this gonna trade out. Not much FaZe can do there after the initial losses of entry. So ropz dying in the door because of this set strat from FaZe, and Rain losing the duel to Saibu is what happened in this round, pretty much. In this round, FaZe is doing a pistol smoke wall first, down secret with pistols. It is a powerful strategy that can, if they just get 1 dink on the 1 guy that's down under, the round can get really dangerous for the CTs. So let's see what happens. So only Magisk is down. Yeah, and FaZe, they try to catch some sort of timing in the smoke. Like sometimes the CTs are throwing like another smoke or maybe a molly on AG just before the smoke fades. This is maybe what FaZe were trying to abuse. But in this case, Magisk is just holding it and it just looks a bit silly. It's just free kills for him. Because you see the smoke is actually fading now, so they could have waited if they wanted to. But I think they were trying to catch him off guard, but it didn't work out for him this time. So this time is CT cross smoke, because they're doing an aggressive yard setup. Okay, and this is exactly what FaZe had trouble with when they lost to Gamerlegion on Nuke. These aggressive plays from Gamerlegion also, it was only a couple of rounds, but FaZe were only taking yard control with Carrigan and Rain, and they were doing it late. And all the times they just got shut down because Gamerlegion were their numbers. So this time FaZe gets brokey with them, so now there are 3 guys and 1 on silo, which is just a very strong position when you're trying to clear out these aggressive yard setups. So FaZe are just in a good position this time to actually take this control and not get slaughtered. Even though Vitality are using two men out here. And Rain actually saw this guy. Yeah, he gets the info right there. He got the info. 1 is behind red. Now they can just start bombarding. Probably should have got this kill, maybe. Saibu's also missing. But they're just using mollies, they're using nades, because they have this extra man with them at the yard to take the control. They still end up losing the round, but the trades in the yard were actually pretty decent. They had a good chance. And that's the most important thing when you look at the rounds. You have to look at which team actually, you know, have the advantage in the round. The outcome of the round doesn't matter as much. When you're looking at, you know, evaluation and stuff, you just gotta see, did we end up in a good situation? And I'd say in this round, what FaZe did was probably the best thing they could do against this aggressive yard setup. So another take 9 round from FaZe. And these rounds usually get really dangerous when FaZe on this pit. They're just rushing inside. A lot of chaos, and then suddenly it's a 1v1. You can't hope for anything better than that when you're FaZe. But again, another take 9 round, just a set strat in a rush with take 9s, and it just gets dangerous. So you have to be really careful for these rounds when you're playing on the CT side, because yeah, they just look so dangerous. And this is even though, you know, Apex is stacking with inner, so there are actually 3 guys inner, actually 4. They're so fast with the backup inside. Also because, as I've mentioned before, but the CTs know that inside is so vulnerable to these take 9 rushes. The round can be over if one CT gets flashed, so they're just stacking this. And even though they're stacked, it ends up in a 1v1, and it just shows how powerful these rounds can be. Also, if nothing else is really working for you, if your map control is not working, if you're getting shut down, these set rounds from spawn can just be very effective. Smoke wall from FaZe. And that's a missed smoke. I'm sure it should have been somewhere here to actually block off the vision, because now they could have gotten the full info in yard. And that's not supposed to happen, of course. So now Vitality they know what's going on. Let's just see how it looks from Apex point of view. That's supposed to be a smoke right here, so all his info denied. So FaZe right now, they're probably thinking, alright, these CTs, they might believe that we have one guy down secret, or they cannot know for sure. But the reality is that Vitality just have all the information in the world. And let's see what they do with it. So Apex is still staying yard even though he got the deep info. Also holding this angle. So let's watch Saiwu. Let's see how Vitality uses this information. Now Apex get the deep info that no one is yard. So Saiwu rotates. First up to heaven. He's smoking the door using his nades for the inside players. And then he goes ramp. So they decide to play 2 ramp in this situation. But they are also just playing 2 inside actually. So they choose to stack ramp. And this round is gonna cost them. Because Apex getting out here is not really a backup. It's like half a backup, because if you want to stack inside, you want to be in a position where you are already in the site, so you can get some crossfires going. He gets 1, granted, but the situation would have been much better if he was actually in the site. Could have also, I think, did he have an AG? Yeah, he did as well. So he could also be using that if he was here before. Let's see how FaZe are gonna do it. And FaZe actually slow it down a bit. They muller on top of hot and they smoke main off. And then they are just throwing some flashes, just waiting a little bit. They're not committing too much. So kinda taking it slow after all the nades. It's not like a full pop and rush. So Vitality actually had time to make these rotations. So Apex probably stays here because, as we saw earlier in the match, FaZe had this strategy where they were faking inside and 2 guys rushed down secret behind red. Maybe Apex is afraid of this tactic again. But the case in this scenario is that he got complete info yard. Like, there was no players to be seen. Usually you want to cross to red on a cross smoke, at least if you're a terrorist and you want to do this strategy. But he got like very deep info, and I think in this situation you have to use the information and then calculate the most likely outcome. And if you don't see anyone there, you see a failed smoke wall, I think you have to like just get away from yard and help inside, help ramp. Just leave yard at least for a bit, because it's so much information that you're really not using if you're still staying yard, in my opinion. And Vitality also choose to go 2 ramp and 2 inside. And as I also mentioned before, okay, they really want to shut down ramp. Maybe they have a read, but this thing with losing the inner bomb site, if you lose the inner bomb site on nuke, you are probably gonna lose the round. But if you lose ramp, you can always play retake. You don't have to die as a ramp player. You can always win the round even though you lose ramp. So the inner bomb site is a more important area on the map than the ramp, because you lose it almost instantly if you lose the inner bomb site. So I think in general it would be better to just stack the inner bomb site a little bit more, or at least have a backup that is closer to be able to help. But of course, CS is a complicated and complex game, so you cannot always just say that there's one answer to the round, because if everyone was just stacking inside, then you have to go ramp as the tease. So you have to mix it up, of course, but in general, I just think the inner bomb side is more important. But you can never do the same round, because then the other team is just gonna adapt and use the gaps in your defense. And as we also saw in this match as well, when FaZe went ramp and Magisk was under, he got that 3k. So it's not a big deal to lose ramp. Like you can still get really good situations when you're the CT. And Magisk showed us this game as well. So ramp is just not that important of a place to lose the control of compared to the inner bomb side. So FaZe are using the main smoke again, trying to cut off some information. See what Apex does with it. He goes back. And there's also just one smoke, so right now there's no real threat in yard just yet. And Vitality just stay put. They're playing 2 ramp. 2.5. This time he's a little bit closer to inside. And Apex is probably staying here as well, because the inner bomb side they have lost a couple of rounds inside, not a couple, but they were also close to losing that Tech 9 round. So inner has been the weakest point of the map so far. So Apex is kind of just leaning towards inner bomb side, and he really wants to make sure that FaZe are not doing another inside pop against just 2 players. So that's why he's standing heaven this round. And I do like this rotation from Apex, honestly. Like now they're just completely shut down. They have shut down inner now, if they come inner, and ramp is also shut down with 2 players. So they're just like, gambling a little bit on that FaZe will not come yard. But unfortunately, they do. But Apex's decision here to just go away is completely logical. So FaZe are doing this strategy again, where they're using the smokes to bloom behind red. Just a quick pop down secret. So it completely counters Vitality's rotations in this one, and especially Apex. Because they're doing the smoke so fast, the CTs can't really react to it. It's a different thing if the smokes are thrown from spawn. Then the CTs have a lot of time, because they know the Ts are not close in yard. They know they're not behind red yet when the smokes are being thrown. They know they can HE the smokes, they can use molotovs to stop them. But when FaZe do this strategy where they are already behind red, they're just so fast down. And when you're not immediately ready as a CT, then it's just impossible. So this is a good call from FaZe. They also probably knew that, Vitality is thinking, okay, we lost inside now, we have to make sure we don't lose again. So they're gonna abuse this yard play. And if you saw my last video, they did this strat versus Gamerlegion as well, where 2 guys jumping with knives, getting HE'd. And this time, it's good to see 2 AKs here. They're just ready. If at some point the CT was really fast with the HE, Brokey and Twist, they are ready to shoot. So FaZe already learned from their little mistake from last time. Just have guns out when there are smokes, because this smoke can disappear at any minute if a CT is throwing HE. So just a small thing, but it's just really important that Ts and CTs are aware of, like, the smoke can disappear at any time. You're never safe behind the smoke. And that's just some even more awareness you have to have as a player now. So FaZe are rushing 3 guys down secret, while they have 2 lurks. Kerrigan is behind main, and ropz is in lobby. But because they are so fast down, because they didn't have any info yard Vitality, FaZe know that they can just rush this. Like, the only thing that could happen is that one guy is going down the vents instantly. And that one guy, they are not afraid of him. They're just gonna peek him. He will not be in a great position to stop this fast-paced rush down secret. So this is a very good round from FaZe. The rotation from Vitality is just not there in this round. FaZe read them like a book. And they have ropz lurking in lobby, and have Kerrigan behind main. So they have a lot of space now, FaZe. They can also do more things. They're not committed to secret if they don't want to go down. sometimes the CTs also now, you know, they give up some kills, they want to push and get some information. This is where Kerrigan and ropz also could get lucky now and get some kills in the back. So FaZe have a lot of options because they took this control and still have two, yeah, lurking players. But FaZe are just gonna go down. Vitality is rotated 2 men out from ramp, trying to gain better control. But it doesn't work out. Because those were not great positions. They were simply not there in time because the FaZe rush down was just, yeah, the timing was so good on it. Let's just see how Vitality reacts to this. Now it's already too late. Maybe they spam the smokes, but they are already down. Like, they're so far down. Already down. And here the penny drops. Vitality is just going in. But I have to say, I do like this play from Apex now because it's a 5v5. And the T's, they are just getting out on the bomb site, which means they are not fully in position yet. And this is the only time the CTs can actually, you know, get the advantage back in round. That is if they are retaking fast. You know, they are planting. They only have one window and one down at the door. So this is a CT's opportunity to actually do something with the round. It's either go for it now or it's a save. It doesn't work out. They die 2 players. But I mean, it was the only choice for Vitality. So I think it was a good move for the 2 players going ramp, just trying to get some kills. Because when the T's are all set down in the windows, in the doors, it's just pretty much impossible, even though it's a 5v5. When they have such good positions, it's just too late. So they make a good call here, Vitality, to go for it, even though they lost it. So this round, both teams smoke. FaZe are going for some yard control with the main smoke again. Rain is on top of main. Apex made his way into the secret corner. And Rain is getting a flash to jump on the heaven with the smoke in windows. So FaZe taking some fast control. Very fast, high pressure using the smokes. So FaZe, obviously they want with this hard pressure they're doing under heaven. Of course they want to get some position, they want to gain some control. Or like a sneaky kill in the back from Rain. But what they also want is some chaos in the CTs, make them rotate, make them give up their spots. And as we can see, Matches is doing what a lot of Rain players are doing. Also now Vitality has a low buy, and that's also when you want to go and fight together, take the fights as a team, just take the trades, because if you're playing default with this low weaponry, you're gonna be in a bad spot most of the times. So now FaZe are making their under heaven play with Rain, and Magic just leaves ramp, and CTs are fighting together. This is the best they can do. They actually have Rain here alone, and they actually like all of Vitality is actually here. So this is not too bad from Vitality. Like FaZe also got what they wanted in this round. Apex is actually in secret as well, and FaZe don't know that, so they might think they're in a better spot than they actually are, because if secret were open, Vitality would have to also rotate a man down. But Rain actually gets a kill. And just survives. And he's just surviving here, it's just very nice. And just hiding until Broky can get the killing in the back. Okay, and let's take a look at how Vitality approach this and how they do their rotations, because they actually get in a pretty good spot, because Apex got in the secret corner. That's a lot of information. They don't have to rotate a man down from inside, they don't have to rotate a man down from ramp, so they can pretty much put all their men into taking these duels in yards or be ready for an inner hit. So, and what FaZe also want from this is, you know, Rain is already, as you can see on the radar top left, that Rain has already jumped just now, yeah, down behind main under heaven. And this also, what FaZe are looking for in this round, that is, you know, that they will start rotating the CTs. Because sometimes the player inside, he has to go vent, or he has to go out main to help his teammates. And in this situation, also you can see Flames is actually left alone inside right now. Not completely, but if they were to hit inside, he's not in the greatest spot, especially if they just smoke off main, which a lot of teams do. Then he's just completely isolated, and Flames is alone. And as you can see, Flames is also, you know, doing this. He has to hold the door, and he also has to hold hot at the same time. And it is only because Spinks has to move, because of the pressure FaZe is applying in yard. And so at the same time, FaZe, they also have lurks. They have ropz, who's lurking. He's lurking a lot. And he's just waiting for his opportunity, because he also knows that the one player inside cannot hold every angle. So Flames is kind of, you know, holding door, holding hot. This time Flames actually, you know, he actually was peeking hot, so he didn't really get timed. But it's just, you know, the theory of it, that how you can see FaZe use the pressure they're putting Flames in a position where he only has to, he has to cover 2 places instead of just one, giving the better duel for ropz. So that's the thought behind it. All the stuff the best team do, there's always, a meaning behind it. So Rain actually makes a bit of noise here, so they might know he's on top of main. He gets a flash. The smoke is not actually bloomed before he jumps, so if someone was spotting, he actually could have gotten a pretty good duel on him, I think. So a little bit off on the timing with the jump. And this is also kind of a risky play to make. It's very high rewarding, because getting in this position so early can just be devastating for the CT side. It creates so much chaos. And they also did this strat, I believe, against Gamerlegion, where Rain just died for free. But that is what happens, you can never know. And this time it works wonderfully. And Brokey is also covering with the orb. Could have gotten that kill if he was holding, too bad. So Rain and Brokey is covering with the orb. Rain is going for kills as well. And if Rain or Brokey gets a kill in yard, it would, you know, put even more pressure on the CT side, and that would make ropz's lurk even better. So all these things FaZe are doing is just meant to put the pressure on and just make the CT make silly mistakes, look the wrong way and stuff like that. Vitality are doing 2-man door setup, trying to catch some CTs running so they can get the double duel on him, but they just get burnt to crisps. Let's see. If it's a Molo close and it's a Molo deep, so these guys just have nowhere to go. Spinks barely makes it out alive. So this play from Vitality was just completely countered by the utility of FaZe in this one. This double molly, that there's just no way to go. You know, Magix tries to get away from the further one, but there's another one right ahead of him. And 4 HP. So yeah, so this round is pretty much over already, just because of 2 Molotovs inside of the door room. So well played to FaZe. Didn't take much in this round. And it's just easy kills and a flawless round as well. And these flawless rounds are so important with this economy and this MR12 system. Money is key. Save that money. That's also why, as a coach, I like to talk about discipline. You know, these players overpeaking against pistols, it's just really bad. Like, the money is so important. It's gonna cost you a game at some point, I guarantee you that. You see time and time again, professionals, because it's so hard not to peek, right? It's, I'm just gonna peek, and it might go right 9 out of 10 times, you might get the kill, but you have to make the duel so you win 10 out of 10 times, right? That's how you improve in games in a world, just being very disciplined. And it's also so annoying to play against a team and players who just don't give anything away. Like, you know, these players are just hiding. When you have low HP, just hide. There's no reason to take the duel if you are 40 HP. You can just hide and let your teammate with 100 HP take the duel instead. That way you give yourself a higher percentage of getting the kill and not dying, therefore getting more cash and getting more rounds and more wins. Alright, so that was a little free business lesson straight out of Wall Street. So Vitality are down to a Tech 9 buy, pistol buy. So Rain has full information yard, so he can play yard on his own. So FaZe has 4 people to do with what they want. Put them in our ramp. And what I've been talking about is this inner stack versus pistols, 3-man inside to just be ready for it. And this is exactly what FaZe are doing. Brokey is all the way in, he's ready, he's even nading. So they're so ready for this pistol execute, whatever. That's also a nade. Springs is down to 37. Flames is half HP. So it's just, yeah, devastating for Vitality with these pistols. FaZe is so ready for it. And in the meantime, there's no pressure. They don't have smokes. They don't have that much money maybe. They didn't want to spend the utility. And that's also something you gotta think about. Like, how much is it worth it to throw these smokes in these kind of rounds? Like, if you're fine with just going into a stack and hoping it still works, that's just what you come up with. But just know that they can just play one guy yard for sure. If you're smoking it, they might have to play two. Like one secret, 1 yard maybe. So round will get a little bit easier, but you're also gonna spend more utility. And it's not even certain that they're gonna rotate. So in this round, Vitality throws some fake nades inner and they're actually going ramp. You see ropz is playing retake ramp exactly because he's playing alone ramp because they're stacking inner. And on the other hand, Vitality also know that a lot of teams stack inside 3-man because if you lose the inner bomb site, it can get really tough. And if you get ramp, it's not that big of a deal. So let's see how it plays out. That's an ace for you. Easy cleanup. I do have to say though, like with my I think when ropz gets in this position, I think it's too dangerous for my taste. Like, I like playing aggressive at the right times, but Magisk is holding this angle and I think it's a little bit too aggressive because if he get dinged and lose this AK, then the round gets really dicey. And like, it's such a big swing. Like, let's say FaZe have a 90% chance to win this round at this moment. If ropz dies, it just plummets really hard. You can see Magisk is just ready for him. Like, if he hit that shot, you see those shots being hit all the time. And that was not even a hard shot. It just... Yeah, he's just waiting to ropz for him to walk into his crosshair. And ropz actually... Yeah, he does walk into Magisk's crosshair, so that could have easily been a one-tap and the round would have looked completely different. Yeah, but he got an ace, Trace. He got an ace, so what's the problem? Yeah, and that's why you can't look at the result all the time. You have to look at the round if you really made the best decision, because otherwise you might think in the future that you did the correct call, and next time you're gonna get punished and it's gonna hurt. So, but that's just my opinion. He gets 5 kills here, but I think it was a little bit too aggressive. I think he could have played it more passive just to make sure that they don't lose this round. So we have a CT cross smoke, we have a T smokes wall, and FaZe are doing this aggressive setup. We didn't really see it last time versus Gamerlegion. I don't believe we saw it even once. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think so. And I want to talk quickly about this yard setup because in the last game versus Gamerlegion, FaZe were playing too passively in yard. Rain was often playing alone. He was just playing behind the smoke walls. So Gamerlegion got down to secret a lot of times. They made FaZe rotate a lot, kind of putting FaZe on the back foot in that match. But now FaZe takes the matter into their own hands. They don't want to give up the control. They just want to go fight and go shoot. And they shoot hard, FaZe. So that's what you want to do. So they're just putting 2-man yard to make sure that they don't get out of position, that they don't have to make these rotations all the time, which is just really nice. In this round, the gamble goes wrong, but I think it's a good way of approaching it also, since the last game they were playing a bit too passively. So let's see what happens here. Vitality through the smoke wall. And they are just, contacting ramp. Just a simple contact ramp play. They got the read. No one is ramp. ropz has left ramp. Which again is a very normal thing to do, because ramp is the one place where you can actually play retake. It's not the end of the world when you lose ramp. You can always get the duels, but now they don't even have anyone under, so this might get a bit tricky. So good read from Vitality. As we can see, FaZe are just really gambling or trying to get the read that Vitality is not going ramp. ropz insta-mollies the ramp and he just goes inside immediately. So FaZe put themselves in a position where they most likely will shut down yard or they will shut down inner. The only place they aren't shutting down is ramp. And Vitality goes ramp. And let's see. Okay. Now, what I see here is they get down 5v5. And this situation is pretty tricky because depending on what happens. But as terrorists, you really want to have control of either one of the doors. Preferably the windows and the double doors. So what you usually see is, the terrorists shooting the window, throwing a deep molly in right about where those two CTs are now, and actually taking the control, because it is very difficult to just stay 5 men on the site when you don't have windows or any of the doors. Then you're just very vulnerable to a lot of angles. But here we have both two guys, the front guys with Molotovs, are running on this ledge, and they're not taking any control Vitality in this one. It seems like this is something that they maybe talked about because they're all running the same path. So, I mean, I guess they've talked about it and this is what they came up with. But in my opinion, it just gets really tough if you don't actually take some duels in the windows and do the molly. Because, so as you can see, Flamesy has the bomb, but you can't. It's really difficult to plant. Like, he can plant in the smoke, but he can just hear it. ropz can hear the planting sound, and he just spams it. Because there's not any place to plant when you don't have any control. Like where he's supposed to plant here, they can also open the door and peek him. So the CTs just have a lot of opportunities in a 5v5 when they have control of both the doors. So I think Vitality should be a little bit, disappointed in these positions they're taking because they're just getting, slaughtered. I mean, this is the hard, those positions you can't really do much. So Vitality is gonna do a low buy. Saivu is trying to work the scout in yard, which is actually pretty good. And the other 4, they're just chilling in lobby. They have 3 smokes. And Saivu actually, he had an opportunity to get a headshot here, so this is a duel you'd like if you're Vitality. This scout peek against a single M4. Because if we've seen time and time again, these 4 spies or low buys when they have pistols, the M4 is usually just peeking on his own in yard just to get the control, so the CTs can either stack inner or ramp easily. And the scout peek in this is, just a good duel for Saivu. Doesn't get a kill though. And FaZe are doing this exact same thing, 3-man inner stack, because they're afraid of the pistol. Take 9 inside execute. So Brokey is helping inside again. ropz is playing alone ramp, this time in his smoke and not retake. But he's still close to ramp, Brokey. Wait, let's see what happens here. Brokey is heaven, so he's also fast back up because ropz gets some, a little bit quicker info than usual. Okay, so Apex actually throws a nade in this smoke. But as we can see, the smoke is just, is so huge though. Shit. You see, it just barely does anything. It's just kind of unfortunate, but that's a new mechanic for you, to know exactly what coordinate in the smoke you have to throw the HE to get it blown all the way out. There's no way he can know that just now, but so good cleanup from ropz. Vitality tried to do that, that HE pop against one guy, which is actually pretty good. They actually made, pretty much the best out of it they could get. If they HE the smoke perfectly, there's a chance they just, kill ropz or go 1 for 1. Then they just have to deal with broken backup. And then the round could get a little dangerous if that happened, but it didn't. So FaZe actually uses 2 smokes here. They also threw a molly. Turn it off. I think it's a mistake. They shouldn't use 2 smokes here. I think it's a mistake from their part. Maybe a little miscommunication. Can never use 2 smokes here. I don't think so. If it was on purpose, I'd love to know why. So Vitality is just doing a slow default, coming yard just now. And FaZe are doing the double garage setup that we've seen a couple of times. So smokes from Vitality. And Rain actually catches flames here. Before the smoke blooms. And this is, this is just a mistake from flames. You have to be a little bit more disciplined before. Yeah, I should know the CTs can peek you before it blooms, but some might say it's a small thing, but it's just really important not to give up an entry. Like entries is probably, it is the most important kill of the round. It's this entry kill, so you have to be really disciplined about not giving it away, especially before the smoke blooms. And if we take a look at Rain after he gets a kill. So he jumps, and he sees nothing, So he just makes a fast rotation. And just FaZe just know everything was going on. Also because Flames, gave that entry away. So tough round for Vitality. Just a small misstep, and it's gonna cost him the round. But that is what happens on this level. So we got the instant smoke from Vitality. Don't know if that was a failed smoke. Anyways, the smoking. See FaZe using HEs again. Heavy yard from Vitality. So FaZe are just blowing up this smoke to try and get information. But I think they kind of used them too quickly. Like they used them so fast. So now the wall is still up, while Vitality can go. But actually we see Vitality actually nades this smoke themselves. So everybody's just throwing nades into these smoke walls. It's absolutely madness. So they nade it and they run on it. And they of course do this because they want to catch a CT off guard, maybe reloading, maybe running around, because there is a smoke and it's not a normal thing for the terrorists to blow up their own wall. So they're just hoping to catch a CT off guard. And just dry peeking, 3 men. But they get secret on it, and it's a 5v5, which usually is a good situation to be in if you're on the T side. And we saw Vitality also waiting for the FaZe HEs. Maybe they saw against Gamerlegion that FaZe like to use the HEs pretty quickly, so they deny the fast secret play. But when they waited like they did now, you've seen FaZe just used all their HEs and the wall is still up, and Vitality can run down for free. So let's take a look at the FaZe rotations when Vitality is putting this kind of pressure on. Let's take a look. It's an instant nade from FaZe. So they get the control, there's nothing here. They're doing another nade, they don't see anything, and another nade, they don't see anything. And at this point, FaZe are probably, they might be thinking, alright, they're not really coming yard, so we don't need to rotate one down, because they just got the information that no one crossed the secret. But because Vitality get this very good timing because of the way they did it, FaZe just don't have eyes on it, and they just rush immediately. And there's no one here to see it. And let's see how FaZe actually rotates on this one. Because the first rotation is ropz. Rain gets down in vent. And they are actually walking. They're taking it slow, Vitality. They could have rushed it if they thought they had a good timing. That would also be risky. And they choose to take it slow. So Rain actually makes it down with ropz. And they win both duels down. That's a sick shot. That flash on Taiwu is just too strong. You see, this position is just powerful. Now they actually, you know, they have to control this time Vitality in the windows. Saivu 100 HP, but this flash is just devastating. He's blind for so long. So great flash, and it's just like yeah, lots of kills going on trading, and Gamerlegion clutches it out 1v2. So I think in this round Vitality got the better of it in the beginning, and then FaZe just heavy rotated 2 down. They weren't really sure that it was so many down. They didn't know for sure. I don't think so. But they do the heavy rotation down. So I think FaZe actually were in a pretty good position down. Like having 2 men down. Okay, Vent is not the best position for Rain. It would have been better if he could have made it to the stairs so he could have the double crossfire. But it was still decent for FaZe. So they actually ended up getting in an okay situation. But they lost both the duels. Kerrigan is defusing the bomb. Shit. Okay, so a fast wall from Vitality, and Apex is just going in main, getting that timing very fast, and FaZe just go completely off guard. Rain also tries to revenge him when he hears him shooting, but it's just not enough. So this round pretty much, you know, lives or dies by this Apex move. If he gets killed in the smoke, there's just nothing that Tease can do because they are just waiting with no nades, just contacting. If he dies, it gets really tough. But he gets the kill, and let's talk a bit about this, because this also happened last game versus Gamerlegion, where Kios was making his way through this main smoke 2 times, actually making it past Rain. He caught a good timing, and one of the times he shot Kerrigan in the back. And this time Apex come into main very quickly, and he also kills the guy in the back. So I mean, it is hard to be the one guy in yard, but you really have to be careful for this, because it went wrong 2 times now for FaZe. But Rain has to shoot this also, otherwise he's not making any pressure. Then it would just be free for the terrorists to go down. If he's not spamming, he's not nading, so he has to make... he has to do this, but they just have to be really aware of this play, because he's also like out of bullets and reloading. It doesn't look too good. They have to talk about this for sure. And he does try to trade him really quickly, but yeah, the smoke is just too deep. So a good round from Vitality. Vitality are doing heavy smoke shot again with 4 men for the yard control. This time they want to take it heavy. They want to make sure they're trading properly, not just walking. They're also holding the smoke with weapons. So Vitality got the secret control they wanted. FaZe are just playing standard, but Brokey took his time to get into this position, which is a very powerful position. This push, not only is it it's a good duel for the AWPer, just Tease walking into a crosshair, but it also gives very early information of what's happening. Like getting the information this early, even if he dies, it's easy for FaZe to rotate a man to ramp if they want to do it, because he gets so early information. So this position is just really strong. And Vitality got down secret. FaZe know they cannot really rotate. Kerrigan could have gone down vent alone, but they chose not to do that. They chose to be heavy on the other places. And that's just a crazy peek from Taiwu. I just said that was a really good angle, but I mean, if you're gonna do that, a lot of the times it's definitely AWP favored. Maybe not in CS2 with this peeker's advantage, but Taiwu actually stops just before yeah, broke his crosshair, but that was a sick shot. So Vitality is just making their way down secret. Nice and slow. So what happens in this round you don't see too often actually. Because now the T's are down secret. But the CTs don't want to go down, but they are taking the yard control instead. Rain gets the kill on Magisk. So they're actually just clearing out yard now. So now they don't have to rip out of the whole yard. So we'll actually get some nice info. And I also think maybe Broke you saw that Saiwu has the bomb. So FaZe know they don't have to rotate heavy under. Because the bomb is stuck in lobby. So ropz is smoking ramp, making sure that they don't rush ramp. Because that's obviously what you want to do when you have guys under in secret. The ramp is the easy choice, but now they can't really go there. And they force Vitality to just go fly inside. And they're just ready for them. So just great rotations here in the last round and taking the good duels on the FaZe side. Yeah, not leaving Vitality with too many options, even though they lost the secret control. So a 13-9 victory for FaZe, getting 13 of the last 14 rounds. So that's a comeback for you. The comebacks will never be as great as they were in CSGO because there are lot less rounds. But nonetheless, great comeback from FaZe. And now you know how they did it. See you next time.